Hi, this is Jill from Humu Yoga, and this is the Gentle Chair Yoga class. This week, we're focusing on the theme of embodiment. And I will take this theme and weave it into a practice where we'll move the body and stretch and find strength throughout the practice. And I do these practices every week, so you could do this practice all week, and the next week there's a new one with a new theme. And if this is something that resonates with you, please subscribe. So we'll get started. Just find a nice seat so that your spine is really lifted. And then just go ahead and close the eyes for a moment. And now notice all the muscles that you're sitting on, pelvic floor. Can you engage those muscles? And we call that Mula Bandha, or root lock. And then from there, a little below the belly button, draw the belly in and get a sense of lifting upward. We call that Uddiyana Bandha, or flying upward. And then at the top of the spine, just draw the chin down. And you can feel a gentle stretch to the back of the neck. And it's like, it's Jalandhara Bandha, or chin lock, and it's sealing in the energy of the bandhas. And now with the bandhas engaged, you're supported from the inside, so you can just release the hands and just start to focus on your breath. As you inhale, visualize how the diaphragm expands, allowing the ribs to expand. And then as you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes and the ribs come in. Inhale, trying to make your inhalations and your exhalations even in length. One more. Inhale, feel the expansion. Exhale, feel the relaxation. Take the hands together in prayer position, and we'll vibrate an Om together, and then I'll recite the inspirational quotes on embodiment. Inhale. Om. The body is our anchor to the present moment. To be embodied is to be here, fully alive in our own skin. Embodiment is the awareness of our body in space and time, and the ability to move through the world with presence and intention. To feel the body is to be present. To be present is to be alive. When you are deeply connected to your body, you are connected to life itself. So let's focus on that theme of embodiment as we start to move, and just really notice, where is the movement coming from? How is it serving you today? So we'll start with some gentle shoulder rolls. So we'll take the shoulders back, lift them up, and roll them forward. Notice your shoulder blades moving back, lifting up, rolling forward. One more time. Back, up, and forward. Now we'll go the other way. Forward, up, and back. Try to sit up tall. Forward, up, and back. One more. Forward, up, and back. And just sit up tall. You can use your hands for support. Now we're just going to turn the head. So try and keep your spine long as you gently just look to the right. Gaze down the nose, and then come back. Try not to lead with your eyes, right? Just let your chin turn, and your eyes are gently looking down your nose. And then come back. Just one more time without forcing. Just a gentle gaze to the right, and come back, and a gentle gaze to the left, and come back. And now we're going to tilt the head. So drawing the shoulders down, just let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder. And then from there, let's go ahead, keeping the left hand down and the left shoulder down, just put your right hand next to your ear and just use the weight of your hand. You're not pulling. And really pull the left shoulder away from the left ear, and notice that stretch that's going on in the neck. And then slowly start to turn the chin down in the direction of your armpit, and really pull the left shoulder away from the left ear, and just notice the stretch in the neck here. And then inhale, come back to this one, straight ahead, and then let the head come back up. Other side. So pull your shoulders away from your ears as you drop the left ear down towards the left shoulder. And then we'll take the left hand right above the right ear and just use the weight of the hand. Now make sure your left shoulder is rolling away from your ear. Actually, both shoulders are moving away from your ears. And then we'll gently take the chin down in the direction of the armpit. Keep the shoulders rolling away from your ears and feel this stretch in the neck. It's a nice long stretch. Breathe. And then inhale and come back up. Now we'll reach the arms. Interlace the hands and reach up. Maybe you can reach up to the ceiling high. And then from there we'll let go. You can lift the shoulders, but make sure they're rolling away from your ears, not in towards your ears. And we'll take a side bend over to the right. And then take your hand down. Again, pulling your shoulder away from your ears. Start to come into a side bend. So I'm feeling a line of energy from my pinky finger all the way down to my hips. And breathe. And now we'll change the gaze. Look down. You could even drop the chin a little bit. Notice what's going on in the neck. And then start to turn the head. And maybe you can turn to face up and then rise up. Now we'll take the arms again. Reach, interlace, reach up. Make sure your shoulders aren't rolling forward. They're rolling away from your ears, even though they're elevated. Release, keep that. Side bend over to the left. And just breathe here. Shoulders away from your ears. Reach. So pinky finger all the way down to my right hip. And then I'm changing the gaze down. You could even drop the chin if that felt good in your neck. And then we start to turn. And then maybe looking up. Keep reaching. And then inhale, rise up. One more reach. Inhale, reach. You can elevate the shoulders, but roll them away from your ears. And slowly release. Let's come into our lunge pose. So we're supported by the chair here. And I want you to, with the right butt, I want you to focus on this back leg for a moment. Bend the knee and try and tuck the butt under. So we're using the back of the hip to get a big stretch in the front. And then pull the right hip back. You can even use your hand for support here. And now we keep that. And then you might want to move the foot back a little and we'll start to straighten it a little. And you bend and straighten a little. We'll do one more time and this time we're going to hold and straighten and hold. Breathe. So I'm really feeling this. And then I'm using this front leg too. I'm really pulling that back. So the hips are really working opposite ways. This is pushing forward. This is pulling back. Reach up. Get a back bend. Lift up. Strong hips. Nice back bend. Keep reaching. Keep reaching. Maybe you want to use two arms. And inhale, rise up. Now we're going to change the hips. What happens when we turn the feet? Right? So I turned the back foot out and I turned the front foot out, right? And my ribs are facing this way, straight ahead, and then I'm gazing over the fingertips. So it's a little different. The hips are facing this way, not straight ahead, not forward. Breathe. This is warrior two. Breathe. And you're really reaching, opening the chest. And you're just gently gazing. There's no leaning forward. Now we're going to try and find warrior one. So warrior one is like the lunge, but the back foot is down. So you turn the back foot in. Now you feel how the hips might not be exactly square, but you can turn the ribs and reach the arms. You could keep your hands wide, or if it was accessible for you, lift up. And just notice where you're feeling that. Breathe. And rise up. We'll go to the other side. So turning, we'll come into this lunge first. So I want you to really focus on this for a moment. Get that butt under and use these muscles here to pull that butt under and feel a big stretch in here on the hip flexors. These get really tight because we sit a lot, right? And that's when they're flexed. Now we're extending them and stretching them. So let's start to straighten and then bend and straighten. And one more time, bend and straighten and really try to get that butt under. The hips are squared. And now we'll come into the back bend. Lift up. The legs are strong. The hips are strong. So you can lift up to go back, up to go back, up to go back. Maybe you're using two arms. Breathe and rise up. Now we're going to change the hips. So the back foot turns out. See if you can find this. The front foot turns out. And then I'm facing straight ahead, but then I'm turning. So I'm not leaning forward, and I'm opening across the chest. It feels really nice. And breathe here. Inhale, gazing down the fingertips. And now we're going to take it to warrior one. So what has to happen? Well, the back foot turns in a little bit, right? We try to keep the heel down as best you can. If it comes up, that's okay. Just notice what's going on in the hips. You want to keep that butt under, and we want to turn the ribs. So even if your hips are a little open, turn the ribs and reach up. Reach up. Maybe you can take your hands together. And now we're in warrior one. If this pose was really hard for you, you could always keep your back heel up. That's an option too. So let's come in, and we'll come into goddess pose. So in goddess pose, just take a moment and sit up and kind of stick the butt out a little. And then see if you can maintain that. Sitting way up, and just lift the heart, lift the sternum, and breathe here. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's take the feet a little closer together. Feel the hinge at the hips as we lean forward, and then really pushing your butt back. You want to feel the glute muscles. You can use your hands as you press down into your heels. Rise up. Straighten out the legs. The hip flexors are stretched now. Now we're going to bend into them, right? Feel that hip crease come down. Now we're going to reach forward, stick the butt out, and then as you come up, take the butt under a little bit. Last one, stick the butt out and come down and come to seated. So now we use those glutes a bit, so we'll stretch them. So let your right leg come up, just feel the hinge at the hip, and then start to gently open that leg out and just sit up tall here. You can use your hand to open this knee, sit up, open the knee. You can do that a few times. Breathing, inhale and exhale. Maybe you can come forward. Breathing here. And then inhale, rise up. We'll do the other side. So let the left leg come up. Feel the hip crease. Now feel the external rotation. The knee opens. And then you put the ankle over the knee. Sit way up. You can work on opening this knee. Maybe gently, a gentle push and a release. And you can do that a couple times and then try and hold. Maybe you can come forward and encourage that external rotation of that knee out to the side. And then inhale, rise up. We're going to turn to the right and come into a twist. So just sit way up, inhale here, and then just take your hands to the back of the chair, sit way up. And you're trying not to turn the knees to the right, but you're turning the left ribs to the right. So you turn from the ribs turn, shoulders down, and the last thing to turn is your head. I'm gazing down my nose, inhale, lift up, exhale, feel a twist, and then inhale, come back to the center. We'll go to the other side. So inhale here, exhale, twist. So I'm turning my right ribs to the left, and I'm trying not to turn my knees. Lift up, inhale, and exhale, turn. Ooh, I just got a few pops. Inhale, lift up, exhale, turning the right ribs, and then maybe I take my head. And inhale and come back. It's really nice. You can use the leverage of the chair to help you go deeper, but let the breath guide you. Don't muscle into it. So inhale here, that's the beauty of yoga. I don't think we should muscle into anything. So inhale here, reach the arms. Let's come into our back bend. Lift up. You can arch the back, lift up. If you make contact with the wall, push off of it and lift up a little bit more. Shoulders are rolling away from your ears, even if they are elevated, that's okay. And then exhale, come down to a nice quiet place. And then from here, we'll come into our forward bend. So come maybe more towards the edge of your chair. You can flex your feet and kind of stick your butt out. Hinge at your hips, straight legs, anywhere you can, right? And then fold. Some of you can have your hands on the floor. Drop your chin. Make sure your legs are engaged and your shoulders are away from your ears.
Inhale and rise up.
And then from here, we'll just come to a nice seated position. Just take a moment and close your eyes and start to notice, where are you here towards the end of this class? And where were you in the beginning of class? And can you take this embodiment and allow you to go through your life with purpose and intention? Namaste.